They changed this shit up, man. It says we're live. I think it's delayed. Yo, hey buddy. Yo, what's going on? We're back. It's been a minute, man. Yeah, we should be live.
Oh, yeah, okay, I got it.
I think there's a bit of a delay on it now. They seem to delay it more.
They also have changed the thing. I just got a notification that you're gonna have to like categorize whether you create content for children or not.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, and I just made this video. I gotta send it to you. So Tim helped me do it. It's like
Where's your?
it's not good.
You're
I can turn it up here.
No, I got it right here. You weren't on figure 8. You're on Omni.
Yeah, that's a big change coming to YouTube. And
I'm not sure why it really matters, right? I mean,
I suspected. Well, I've heard people suspect that because of the Disney streaming thing that's going up.
Yeah.
They're trying to really crack down on children's content because Disney wants. But I don't know. That's kind of a conspiracy, I think. But I think it's also because there was that whole Apocalypse 2 thing where there was all these like Russian sites and people making this weird ass kids content.
Yeah.
And people would plop their kid down in front of it and then walk away, and then like an hour or 2 hours later there would be just this random stuff playing that was really bizarre and weird and like gross.
Fucking creepy, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they got a lot of flack from that, and they're trying to cut down on that because the children are our future. So.
Oh man.
But I mean,
scary, ain't it?
Yeah. The thing is, they don't have enough manpower to look at all these videos that people upload, like this amazing live stream. So we could be doing all sorts of crazy, wacky shit.
They certainly have algorithms that can screen things like copyrighted content, though.
Pretty damn quick too.
So it seems like they
must
have
like
some way to
a couple
keep
years
the bots on top of that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Jason's here. Hey, Jason.
I have a spinning wheel, but the video is playing.
Weird. It's looking good over here. They changed this whole thing up. We're using the new live streaming thing. Yeah, it's like totally different. It looks like they got rid of the other one. But it seems like it's okay. Like the health looks alright, so it says stream is healthy.
Yeah, I don't know why
it's very
pinwheeling on me.
Very odd. I don't know, man.
I'll X out of it and go back in.
Weird.
There we go.
Oh, Turtleneck's here. What's going on? Jason said, my kids love Russian cartoons.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm going to go on the Discord. Let me bump the... I'll tell everybody we're live. Yeah, if you're hanging in the Discord, you can chat with us there, too. I'll have to relay messages to Jay if anyone's chatting in there. But yeah, we're just gelling. We're back. This is our rescheduled stream from... I think I wasn't feeling good, right?
Yeah.
Day before Halloween, maybe? Oh, while I have you here.
Sounds right.
Are you good for the 27th? Day before Thanksgiving?
I mean, in theory.
Uh-oh. We got some cat. We got a cat fight going on. Getting broken up.
In theory, yeah.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't snow.
I just wasn't sure if like you were gonna be out of town or.
I never go out of town.
Okay.
Where'd I go?
That's a good point. Well, I don't know because it's Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Nah.
I forgot.
Actually, my whole family is out of town, so I'm babysitting a whole gaggle of cats that week.
Okay.
So I'll be fine. As long as it's not snowing.
Yo, Mike's here. What's up, Mike? How's it going?
Is this color scrolling?
Yeah, is it too crazy?
No. I just realized that it was like changing.
Yeah, I like this. Like it's called fade.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I never get to use this anymore because we never. Well, I should probably start using it more, but we haven't stremmed in a while.
Stremmed?
Oh damn!
Stremage.
It feels good to be back, man. Holy shit!
I've been on the stremage. Is this a sleep machine? What the hell is this thing?
That is I don't think it's plugged in. Oh, it is. It's
strobe. Oh my god.
So it's a light, therapy light for my seasonal affective disorder. Do you ever feel blue in the winter, Jay?
I think I'd rather not comment.
Okay, well, this is supposed to simulate like daylight. So
yeah, I got you,
dude.
Except it's LED, isn't it? Hey, stop it.
I don't know.
Stop it.
These cats are fighting. I don't know. It's a good question.
Because if it's LED, then it puts out blue light, which also disrupts your
sleep.
Yeah.
Well, I only use it. You're only supposed to use it for a couple hours
in the early part of the day.
Yeah. So I usually put it on in the morning. I'm having my coffee, maybe doing some work, chilling on the Discord, and then I just put it on. And I gotta say, man, it could just be placebo effect, but it works. Right. I think it works.
It works if you think it does.
Yeah. So it was like $10, $20, something like that.
Nice.
And I needed to try because so many people. David at one point, DBO was recommending it, and I already feel like this winter is going to be a blast. I was telling Levy the same thing. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped.
Well, you actually think it's going to be fun?
Well, I think with this light,
yeah,
it's going to be real fun.
Because I tell you, with it being this cold this early and snow on the ground and staying there.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid of what's coming this year.
And ironic fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of feels like February here too. We're supposed to go down to it's supposed to be 11 degrees tonight up by me, and I think it peaked at 22.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
That's crazy, man. It seems like winter is already here in full force.
Yeah, it's brutal. I was supposed to go out and work on leaf cleanups on Tuesday, and then it snowed.
So. What? How much snow did you get up there?
I got about an inch.
Okay, so it was enough.
Not that much, but it's enough to
disrupted your thing?
Yeah, it coated all the lawns, and then it froze, and it hasn't melted off yet. So...
That's crazy. I mean, down here it melted pretty quickly, but...
Yeah, I noticed you guys don't really have anything on the ground down here.
No, yeah.
Not that I could see, anyway.
That one morning it was pretty bad, and then...
Yeah.
It kind of cleared up, so...
Make a video on how to make a mix sound like the Strokes.
Oh, Sean Robledo, what's up? How to make a mix? All right. Yeah, I could do that. I actually used a song for Wonders of Color. I don't know if you ever heard that EP I did.
Mm-hmm.
But that one I used... I forget the song I used, but yeah, I could do something like that. Great suggestion. Thanks, Sean. Man, Jason's saying snow in Wisconsin. I remember on Halloween they got a bunch in Wisconsin. Jason would send me some pics.
Oh, yeah.
Turnluck's asking about the Fall Song Challenge, how that's going for peeps. It's going good. I haven't had a chance to really... I got to throw a mix down with Gil and Jody a little bit, but yeah, it's going pretty good. And it seems like a lot of people are finishing up, so that's cool. I haven't had much time, man. School's been nuts. It's been good, but it's been crazy. Jason says he still has his rake out.
Yeah. I always procrastinate on cleaning up the leaves, but I make sure that they're done by Thanksgiving at least. And this time it's not even my fault.
Oh, Jay, I was going to ask you. At some point I wanted to do a live performance on the live stream again. Is that something you're interested in participating in?
I mean, I think we'd actually have to rehearse, to do that. But...
Yeah. Well, the other problem is...
the time to rehearse?
Well, that, but also where we could do it from.
No, I mean, there's really only one place we can do it from.
So we can't set up the drums here.
Nope. Clearly not.
I was thinking, what about your landlord's kitchen?
No, I'm not bringing all that shit in there.
No, that's true. That would be nuts.
Yeah, I can't see the merit to trying to drag an entire drum kit home and set up all kinds of...
Yeah, I was going to just do it acoustic, I just figured I didn't want to not ask you if you were interested.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess I could try one and then see how it goes. I don't know. Some Jason and Gil have been playing live on their stream, and it's been pretty cool. So I was thinking about doing a set. I was gonna ask people if they had any suggestions for songs that they wanted played. So I'll just float that out there. If there's any songs you want, drop us a chat.
I mean, it didn't really work so bad last year doing it in the studio.
It was sick, and I feel like that was so much fun. And, because it was during the winter, though, right? Because the leaves were down.
Yeah, but the leaves are down right now too.
So maybe we could do it from there, man. We could do it. I got to figure out how to do it from here because I have like a different phone now. All right. So we'll have to figure out what the plan of action for that would be.
Yeah, I mean it's simple enough.
Yeah. So what else has been going on? Dude, it's been crazy. You've been having some sessions, right, Jay?
Yeah. Yep. Making a record with a band called Laterals right now. It's a husband-wife duo, two-piece thing. Both of them sing. One plays guitar, the other plays drums. And, yeah, it's coming out good. It sounds fucking tough. Kind of sounds like, well, obviously there's like a very Smashing Pumpkins sort of Siamese Dream.
Yeah, it's got like a very
guitar thing
early
going
Pumpkins
on.
vibe, yeah.
And, the vocals, her vocals remind me a bit of like Matts and Jones. A little bit.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
And, yeah, so that's been going well.
Travis, what up? Travis is through. We haven't seen Travis in what feels like forever. And Mike's saying he's requesting Inagata Davida for the
Jesus.
stream. Oh,
I can't sing the words out loud because we'll get flagged.
That's true, yeah.
But if I the tune, you know what I'm talking about.
They won't be able to hear that. That's true. Remember was that last year, winter, when we were doing the, or maybe it was 2 winters ago, when you played that band from the UK, and it was like,
I don't even remember what it was that I played, but I do remember it happening.
We went to the diner, and then like that night
flagged,
I got an email. And I was like, what the hell? That was crazy. And that's what we were saying before. It's like, how do they not have...
What band was that?
It's like Animals or something, or like...
No.
I think it's like one word with an S on the end, but I could be wrong.
Oh, Slaves.
Slaves, that's right.
Yep, Slaves.
Andrew Ryerson, what's going on?
I forgot about Slaves. They're fucking good.
That band's great, man.
Yeah.
It's just a guitar player and a drummer, right?
And a guitar player doesn't always play guitar. Sometimes he plays bass. He also plays a bass 6.
Oh, isn't it like a drum machine too? Not like a drummer?
No, it's a drummer.
Oh, okay.
But he stands up.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
His kick drum is a big, tall, like giant floor tom. He's got a snare and he's got a crash cymbal.
Yeah, that's.
And he sings over top of those drums.
Yeah.
So it's like kick, snare, crash, and a microphone.
That's so sick. Keep it simple, stupid.
That kick drum thing is a monster, man. That thing's got to be like 20 lug or something. It's fucking ridiculous. It looks like it belongs in like an army museum or something. It's fucking crazy.
Marching band?
Dude, no. It looks like it should be like a piece of armament somehow.
Oh, we got Andrew. What's up, dude? We got Gil coming through. Gil, what time? Man, you're staying up late tonight. Thanks for coming through, man. Mike is here. Sailor asks, what guitars do you like used, Jay? Did you ever see this? Yeah. So, Sailor...
wasn't that only tuned to like D or C or something?
Yeah, it only tunes to B.
B? Yeah, I knew it was low.
So it's like...
It's alright, it's like a baritone thing.
Octave down, yeah. I couldn't get it to tune much
the
I showed you this.
slip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know whatever this one is. It's pretty cool. $19 antique store special.
Yep. All you need.
Pretty dope.
As long as it frets up to about 7, you're fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
what guitars do you like / use?
That's one. Jay's a really big first act fan.
Yeah, I pretty much use whatever feels good in my hand. That's sort of like my requisite. I don't care what brand it is as much.
Now, is first act like the guitars that come in like a box? Or
yeah, they're like the cheap shit throwaways.
It's kind of like, it's legitimately, it's almost like the Fisher-Price starter guitar.
Basically.
Yeah. And you found a couple of these over the past couple of years, correct?
I have 2 that are the same, yeah. One is blue,
and one's like a
one's
garage
black.
Sale, like owner or something?
Yeah. I have, even replacing the pickups in those, I think I have less than $100 in the pair of them.
Man, and those like crank.
Yeah, I mean, for what they are, they're all right. I'm having trouble with the black one right now, actually. I think I fucked the jack up the last time we played out, but...
Oh, in Kingston? The TV show?
I didn't play the guitar, but I had it plugged in to tune it, and I kind of set it down hard. And now it's a little funky, but... I mainline that...
out of tune, but...
I mainline that cheapy Ibanez thing. That one always feels good. Always sounds good.
I really like that one too. I think I used that in the what we do on Wednesdays now video, right? Or one of those sessions I used your...
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, I like that guitar. That one feels the best, I think, out of all of them.
This is my main jam these days. I only have one electric. It's just a Silvertone 1448. I actually just pulled this out tonight. I haven't messed around with this. I've been playing that acoustic lately. Because just timing wise, I haven't had as much time. But
I would say when it comes to guitars, whatever you can get your hands on, doesn't really matter what brand it is, but either set it up yourself as nice as you can, or take it to somebody who knows what they're doing and get them to set it up.
Yeah.
And it really won't matter that much what brand it is, unless you're playing some real like pretty or technical shit where like the nuances of the wood and the instrument actually matters. But I can't imagine we're really attracting like jazz guys and shit like that. So,
and we've talked about at length before about how, you know, with globalization and these guitars being outsourced to other places around the world, you can get a Squier Strat that a lot of people, you always hear stories of people going to get like $150 Strat, swapping the pickups out. They find one that feels good. They check out like 6 of them that are at the store. Yep. Like you said, you find one that feels good to you, and then put whatever you want in there, and you could get a killer guitar for like $500 or less, probably. I'm not really sure what people swap out. I've always just, whatever I'm attracted to in terms of the guitars, it's just kind of like, I think that one was like $400, the Silvertone, and I had a couple Strats at one point, you know, like Fender ones, but one Mexican, one American. Yeah, I wound up just selling. I think they were actually both Mexican. They were Highway 1, which was like something to do with produced in Mexico but assembled in the U.S. I don't know. They were nice guitars, but I never used them. Yeah. Once I got that Silvertone, I was like,
I mean, I think it really is about the inspiration of playing the thing and how it feels when you hold it.
Yeah. Oh, Warren, what's up? Warren,
if it feels like a baseball bat and you hate that, then it'll never be an inspiring instrument, regardless of how much you paid for it.
Yeah. James is here. Hey, James.
But, you know, I definitely think you should just run whatever you can afford and pay somebody the little extra coin to set it up right so that it intonates. And if it can be intonated. I mean, like Mike's Silvertone is not an intonation adjustable instrument. So.
No. That's the only thing with it. If you're going to be ripping solos, it's not the guitar to do it with.
Well, as long as you stay below the 12th fret, you're probably fine.
Or above, I mean,
whatever.
I feel like with any guitar, there's always like a question of intonation. Especially with the seasonal changes.
Well, it really rolls over and gets ugly at 12.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, what is that guitar? Is only like, isn't that like 15 frets or 16 frets anyway? Because 12's right at the neck block, right?
Yeah, it's a short
17?
scale. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not like a Gibson or something.
No, that's a very short scale.
We got a couple. Travis said First Act had a custom shop division for a bit.
They did.
I didn't know.
And they also collaborated with Volkswagen for a Volkswagen-inspired guitar that came out with the, I think it was maybe like the 2010 model year or something like that. They actually had, like, I think it was Jetta's, had like a guitar input, so you could play guitar like through the fucking stereo.
What?
Yeah,
That's
it was
really
like
cool.
a whole thing.
He said Kurt Ballou from Converge used to rock them. I did not know that.
Yeah. The custom shop ones are totally different than the things I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about, like, your mom bought you a guitar for Christmas and it was $100 and it came with an amp.
Opened the box up and shook it out and the guitar fell out. Yeah.
Yep. Little gig sleeve, not even a bag. It's like a guitar condom fell out on the floor with it. After you get done breaking 2 strings, you put it in that and it goes in the closet, and then I buy it from your yard sale.
Like 10 years later.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Turtleneck said free guitars are the best guitars. No shame in dumpster diving.
Well, the woman in Laterals, her guitar is a dumpster find.
Really?
Yeah, her dad was like, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he was near a dumpster and he saw a neck sticking out. So he reached in and grabbed it. Yeah, like cleaned it up and that's it. Like one pickup's falling in. No one cares. So just do it.
Now I heard that one time you found a guitar amp in a dumpster, correct?
Yeah, that's that Harmony amp.
Oh yeah, that thing is sick.
H306A.
Where was this dumpster? Was just somebody randomly doing it
behind a music store?
Wow. Yeah. That's probably a good place to start if you're looking for a free.
Especially things like Guitar Center.
They throw out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like the damaged returns and stuff just get written off and they throw them away. And that's what that amp was. It came in as a consignment. The amp section of it didn't work. So they took the speaker that was in it out and put it in the dumpster. And then I went there and I was like, hey, having that Harmony amp that was sitting there, like, whoa, we threw it in the dumpster.
You're like, oh, okay.
All right.
What's the deal with that amp? It needs like some sort of transistor or something?
No, it doesn't actually need anything, but it's got a resistor in it that's heat stressed, I think. So after you play it, you let it run for about 2 hours, it loses like half of its volume and then just stays there.
Yeah.
It's really fucking weird. Since I started doing that, I just put it off to the side. I haven't taken it apart.
I love that amp, man.
That's like the perfect ratty companion to that Silvertone guitar.
I remember rolling through that at one point.
I'm sure.
I think for one of the videos or something we did, where I played it and we were jamming or something.
I don't know. I don't think there was any videos yet when that was still.
I was trying to think what I used for the. Remember when we did the Tasfamp video where we put everything through it and it was like vocals, guitar, bass, drums. I don't know what I used for the guitar that day, but for some reason I don't think it was that either. But
no, that was either straight into the interface or it was DI.
Oh, okay.
And then we were running everything through the pedal.
That's right.
I think that's how that went.
That's right.
Yeah, that seems correct.
Sailor said, I like how the new Epiphone Century looks for jazz. Cool. Mike said, I've never heard of this guitar. Goya?
I think Goya was one of those...
GS40? I've never heard of that.
I think Goya was one of the weird Japanese brands, wasn't it? Or maybe I'm thinking Gaia Tone.
Jason's been jamming his daughter's first ACK acoustic. Nice. Yeah, definitely a garage band guitar. The Silvertone. Yeah, I think they have like some sort of. Oh no, you mean a legit garage band guitar? Absolutely. Yes, that's true. Gil said the 1448 was used with Beck when he was searching for. That's true. Yeah, there's like a really great video of him playing Loser solo with just that Silvertone. He must get his intonated somehow.
I'm sure.
That's a sick video. I'll see if I can find that real quick.
Well, you can't actually play it though. You just have to link
No, I'll just link it. Yeah. I'll turn my. It's true.
Sound off before we get flagged.
Loser Live Silvertone. That's what I'm searching, folks. Let's see if it comes up. Oh wait. Oh, this is the one I'm thinking of. Oh wait, this is a different Silvertone though. He has the. Oh, this is a different one. That'll work. He has like the weird. There's this one model that's pretty. It's like this. It's like a brown one that's has like a very off kilter shape.
That's like the Jimmy Page one, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
the body's like kind of stretched.
Yeah. I could have sworn maybe my memory. What is that called when you like could swear that you remember something different? Is it Mandela effect where it's like I'm like I could have sworn that this guitar was the Silvertone, but it's not.
The Mandela effect is the.
It's like you think that he died even though he didn't.
Well, that's actually a conspiracy theory. That whole thing, but.
That's something changed in the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where this is. Maybe it's this one. Look up Beck Loser live, and I'm sure you'll find him playing.
Didn't he used to play a gold sparkle one too, or a green sparkle one?
Probably.
I feel like I saw a video like that.
There's like
a bunch of years ago now.
Yeah, that one is crazy. Like, he has a couple. It looks like he has a couple different ones from these videos. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that guitar just has the sound. I'm pretty sure that that's the guitar too. That so Scott Pilgrim and the what is it? The Versus the World.
Yeah.
So the first album I did.
Scott Pilgrim Saves the World, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Whatever.
In that movie, Beck did the music.
Yeah.
And apparently the jams or the songs were like really quickly done. But I swear, because I used one of those songs for the Me and the Machine album to like mix to, and I'm pretty sure he must have used that guitar because I think I got it to sound pretty close. And it makes sense that it would be like he was using that guitar just like rocking out because apparently the songs were written very quickly. You know, they didn't even know which ones they were going to use. And when they saw that first cut of the movie, they were surprised that he used those songs. Yeah, the first song they used was like one that they just kind of like jammed and then it trails off. They were like, "You used that one? That's crazy." My point was, I'm pretty sure that was the guitar he must have used for those sessions.
Did Michael Sierra, however the fuck you say his last name, did he play bass on those tracks with Beck?
I don't know if he did or not.
I know he plays bass in real life. I was just always curious if he...
I'm not sure because there's extra features on the DVD or the Blu-ray where they show them at least being taught how to play the songs because they, you know,
had to mime it.
So I don't know. I'm not sure if they were I don't know if Michael Cera recorded. That would be really cool if he did.
That movie, that thing that you do. Remember that movie?
Oh yeah, I want to start doing some music video.
Movie
reviews.
But did you know that Tom Hanks's approach going into that movie was that anybody who was going to play a musician in that movie had to play the instrument? There was no pantomime.
And that's how they got like the guy that's in it who's not really in anything else, right?
Those guys who the guys who played the band in that movie all played those songs. Like the kid that is the drummer in that movie was a drummer anyway.
That's the guy from Empire Records too, right?
Yeah. But the guy who played James Mattingly, the singer guitar player guy, he was not a musician in real life. So they taught him how to play guitar. That was his like pre-production character study shit. Yeah. Fact.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, man. That's dedication is what that is. You know how frustrating it would be?
Yeah.
That's not an easy guitar part to play either if you're not used to, you know.
You're not a guitar player.
Yeah, I mean, that's like some pretty broad chords there. But
that's a sick movie though.
Yeah, I like that movie. It's one of those ones that like when I had cable, anytime I was flipping through the channels, it was on. It was like, it's like fucking Waterworld. Like, I hate this movie, but I can't not watch this movie. Here I am with Waterworld.
Waterworld. Oh my god.
And fucking Braveheart too. Braveheart always got me.
Braveheart, yeah, that's a great movie.
God,
you Braveheart, Mike. I couldn't be you.
So Travis is asking about the mic setup technique for the stuff I'm working on.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Travis, basically, it's the same shit I always do, except I added a pair of PZMs taped to the wall opposite the drums. They were phase aligned with the delay, and yeah, I mean all the vocals are cut through various distortion pedals and fuzz boxes and stuff. But I think everything else was pretty much just run-of-the-mill shit. There's a pitchfork which splits the low frequency and synthesizes a bass guitar track in there. That's cut DI. And then there's guitar layers built. But yeah, nothing super fancy, just pretty much the usual stuff.
Yo,
I've been selling a shit ton of those PZMs too.
Oh yeah, that's right. You picked up like a box of.
Yeah, I sent you that picture, right?
Yeah.
Or you saw that picture? Yeah. Yeah, fucking.
At the surplus store.
Yeah. At like a fucking steal.
Can you tell us a little bit about the surplus store in Kingston, New York? It's in Kingston, right?
Yeah, it's called P&T Surplus. They.
And this is like one of those last great places where you can just find like the most random.
I go there
stuff.
like every week now because I've been painting this mansion up the street from it, so I got to pass it twice. Once on the way to the mansion and once on the way back going home. I pass it twice a day anytime I go there.
So we say once a week or every day?
So no, I go at least once a week.
Nice.
So it's like let's call it an industrial junk shop, right? So they buy closeouts of hardware and electronics, but not like modern made in China throwaway electronics, like old school shit, tube stuff and test equipment and I mean metal cutoffs and pieces of pipe and plexiglass and all kinds of shit. It's just like it's a warehouse just packed with that stuff. And they get new shit in all the time. So it's yeah.
That sounds awesome. We gotta go there, man. I've never been there. You think we could do a little doc on that?
I'd have to ask Tim, the guy that runs it.
That could be really cool. I've never been there. It sounds awesome. It sounds like you're always finding, because you said you found like a transformer, like the biggest transformer you've ever found, and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna put this.
Still in my living room. I have no idea. Not a clue. You feed it like a +4 line level signal, and like what comes out the other side doesn't even approach mic level. That's quite a load. It's some sort of aviation thing. But
Shrimpy.
He buys out a lot of like ham radio operator lots. So when like old guys die and all their tube gear and shit gets sold to somebody.
But this stuff is like local to the area, or this is like eBay?
They travel to get it.
Okay.
I mean, like his son, last time I was in there, his son was up in Albany making a stop, and then he was going to Schenectady to pick up more. He was coming back with it. So, you know.
So they know what to look for. They got their thing, and they...
I mean, they have specific... You know, they're not going to go in and buy, like, 37 boxes of, like, grandma's tablecloths and you know, truckload
They have, like, a
armchairs.
clientele, though, I'm assuming that...
Yeah, I mean...
They know that, hey, if we get this stuff...
It's all dirtbags like me. We just go and, like, mine through all the greasy, old, funky, disgusting shit and bring stuff home.
They're like, oh, is that some old, like... An old box of resistors? That guy Jay will probably want that. Let's get that.
Oh, man. There's guys that beat me to it constantly. I pick through the scraps, man. But, there's things there that you can't get anywhere else. Or that if you got it somewhere else would cost you many, many times what you're going to pay for it there. You know, like the last trip I made, I came home with like a half dozen tubes, a whole bag full of various hardware, a bunch of vintage capacitors, and I think it was like a $7 ticket to get out the door with that. It's cheap.
That's unbelievable.
I got those, it's an Audio-Technica Uniplate is the mic. It's a unidirectional boundary mic. I got those at a significant steal.
Nice.
And I've been flipping them for a significant profit.
That's awesome, man.
Wiped them down, tested them all, got new cables for them. They all worked great. But they didn't know what they were or didn't care what they were.
Just get him out of here.
No, they were cellophane together in pairs.
Oh, right.
They're $10 a pair for an Audio-Technica condenser microphone.
Those are like $50 a piece, right?
So like $100 and change a piece. Yeah. So
Jay's doing good.
I've been flipping them for $45 a piece.
Nice.
And well, I mean the cable cost me like $10, so
yeah,
you know, there's a little bit of investment, and I had to clean them all up and test them and shit. But
oh, Gil said it's a Dano Pro. That's the guitar. Eternal X said, I heard Scott Pilgrim were recorded with Mustang basses and Mustang guitars. Interesting. I heard that in that movie. You know when they do the bass battle and they go back and forth? I heard that they switched the audio on that. So like the audio of the Mustang is the Rickenbacker and the audio of the Rickenbacker.
Oh, that's funny.
Is the...
somebody fucked the edit up?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Shrimpy was saying.
Something about what's your favorite non-music YouTubes, I thought.
Non-music YouTubes?
Favorite non-music YouTubers. I don't know why they got timed out.
Yeah.
Unless I missed something. Oh, I might have missed something
maybe
else.
They did something else, yeah.
Oh, they kept just asking the same fucking question.
The same
That's
question,
why.
yeah.
Spamming. Well, there's that. But yeah, if you want to go to P&T sometime, we could go.
Let's do
they
it, man.
close at like either 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, though. So
okay, so we got to do an early
it's
run.
one of those things, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Mike said Bobby Beretta. We haven't seen Bobby in a while. What's been going on with Bobby? He said Bobby likes his guitar, loves his guitar. It's been a while since we saw Bobby floating around. Maybe he'll come through tonight.
Yeah, I think that person was trolling us. I think that was a good call.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll see what he has to say when he comes back.
If not a troll, at least a spam. But so yeah, next time I go there, I'll ask Tim about that and see if that's something that we'd be allowed to do.
Yeah, it could be cool.
I don't see how you would be against that unless there's like some weird thing I don't know about.
Yeah.
I mean, anything he can do to get exposure gets him business. So.
Yeah, and we'll be really non-discreet about it.
He's got like a side room, which is where all the shit comes in. It's like a loading dock, and it's just like packed with whatever came in that day or that week. That's all like the new stuff to pick. But that would be a good backdrop to do any kind of talking or whatever, and the rest would probably just do like B-roll kind of walkthrough.
Yeah.
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 But there's a lot of cool shit there.
That sounds like it'd be fun.
It's been there forever, too. I went there with my dad for the first time when I was about 6. That's 31 years ago.
That's wild, man.
And they were open for a long time, way before that. But anyway. Let's see if I can pull up a picture of that place.
Yeah. Oda, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, we're making up for... If you're just joining us, this is a rescheduled stream from last month. I wasn't feeling the greatest, so we decided to reschedule for today. So thanks for joining us. If you haven't checked out the Discord, there's some cool stuff going on in there. Actually, Jeremy posted a couple tracks recently and asked people which mixes did they like. So let me see if I can drop a link to that in here for people, anybody who has not joined us yet. Whoa, what is this? Something weird came up here.
What happened?
No, something on the Discord thing. Maybe I can just do it from here. Oh yeah, so there was Jay, did you see that somebody posted a petition about bringing back 4-tracks?
No.
We should probably touch upon that. I mean, the thing is, somebody mentioned that they did say, it wasn't the greatest proposition because it was kind of there's a link to the Discord in the chat if anybody wants to come through. The the grammar and stuff was a little janky, and it was like a lot of copy and paste. But I just thought it was cool that somebody had put it together, and whether Tascam takes it seriously or not to do another reproduction,
they won't.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like they don't really make the stuff they need to make for that anymore, right? Like the heads.
No, and there would be no reason for them to venture into trying to get somebody to make those things.
Yeah, I think they're mostly concerned with podcasting these days and how to.
Well, I mean, digital's where the money is anyway.
Yeah, it's probably a lot easier to make those digital recorders, but it's wishful thinking. It's a nice idea. If you see the petition, check it out. JPC was saying that it seems a little scammy, change.org, and it does have questionable reviews and stuff. So I just wouldn't, just don't donate any money to the petition. I think that element of that site is sketchy, and it's definitely a for-profit organization, which is weird.
Why the hell are they taking donations for a petition?
I don't know, man. I don't know who would
What, are you gonna sue Tascam because they're not making 4-tracks anymore?
No, I don't know what it was for. I think it's something within their site. It's like any site, they have the free tier, and then there's like a pay to play if you want to get the next level or whatever. Just like the 424 Patreon. No, but there is like a there is an element to it that does seem sketchy, but I don't know. I don't know. I signed it. My email's out there. If I get a lot of spam, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I would just say it's like the internet. Be smart about it, But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a nice thought by somebody. Whether Tascam takes it seriously or not, probably won't. But they'll probably just use it for their content, social media content thread, and just push it out, Oh, cool. You put the link for that place in the chat?
Yeah, that's their like picture feed on their Facebook.
Cool. Let me see if I can bring that up. I don't know if I have it'll make me sign in. Oh, it's like a mannequin. This is cool.
Yeah, that's over in like the new arrivals area.
Wow, they got some crazy stuff. They look like a server farm or something. Yo, this place looks crazy, man. We gotta hit this up.
Shrimpy's back. What was your first recording equipment?
Okay, I mean, we got...
Alright, I'll play ball.
What was your first recording equipment, Jay?
Fostex 4-track that only recorded 1 track at a time. How about you?
That I personally owned? Well, I guess the first thing I was really recording on was, wait, was that before? No, I guess it was my buddy's 424, yeah. I mean, it wasn't mine, but in the band I was in, the first band I was ever in, there was one guy who the three of us, my 3 friends, we went to this guy's house. He was kind of like the older, cooler kid that was kind of a shut-in, and we knew he played guitar. We just showed up and said, yo, you're going to be in our band. And he's like, okay. He was like a friend of one of my friend's brothers. And yeah, this guy had all the stuff. And that was my first introduction to the 424. And the sound of it. And, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. It's like a nostalgic thing for me. But yeah, I would say it was a 424 Mark III. And I remember that distinctly because years later or whatever, there was a problem where they went to open it up and we completely destroyed it, and the power supply was lost as well. And so it makes sense because it was the detachable power supply that you can't find anywhere. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was my long way of saying the 424, which is funny given the channel, right? Oh, Enyaface. What's up, Enyaface? They said, would a high-end 4-track sell in today's market?
Well, what format?
How much would you pay for
Cassette?
A new one? Yeah.
No.
I think it would cost too much for them to produce. Okay, I'll play ball. If they
globally, there's not enough interest.
I'd pay like $500 for like a high-end one.
Yeah, but what's high-end? doesn't eat fucking tapes. I mean, I don't know. Like,
one that was,
high end
as
like,
good or better quality than the ones that are out there.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think there's enough marketability there.
Yeah. I think if they could somehow do like a 30th anniversary and put out 1,000 of them, but the PR or the research and development just to do that would probably be insane. But I don't know. Exodus said he would pay $3.99. That's not a bad price. Exodus said he'd pay $4.14. Oh no, that's their that's their first unit, the 414. I guess Shrimpy's for real. Exodus said my bad. So Shrimpy's for real. I kind of remember Shrimpy coming through. Oh well. Like a boutique badass unit. Nice design, cool to look at. So you're saying like a Dream 4-track? I don't know. Knowing Tascam, it would probably be like $1,000 if they did something like this.
Yeah. They would look at marketability and they would look at available tape stock, and that's where it would end.
I think they should team with National Audio Company.
I don't know that it would do them any good.
They'd be able to package the 4-tracks with tapes from National Audio Company.
What somebody should have done before that whole wave died was made heads that could withstand the chrome and high bias tapes in a 4-track, because there's a zillion of those out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Put the metal button on your fucking 4-track so that you can run the high bias tape.
Yeah, it's fun to think about.
Yeah, I'm positive that 800 is not enough to get the thing into production. If you could get 800,000, they'd probably make them.
Yeah, right. If you get 800,000,
you're gonna have to many times X that.
I wonder what their threshold realistic threshold for them would be.
Yeah, I mean, what's the threshold to even get them to pay attention to the petition would be the question.
Yeah, well, they are the ones that posted the petition.
I thought you said it was hosted on a site that's for profit.
Well, it's like change.org, it's like a petition site, everybody's favorite petition site. Right,
yeah.
But, so the original post actually somebody...
came from Tascam themselves?
Yes, the original post... Here, I'll find the post real quick. It's in... I think Tascam Hang.
Yeah, the problem with the high bias tapes is that supposedly it can accelerate the wear on the heads. That's the issue. I've never had a problem recording to them either, but
Tascam one day ago or a couple days ago said their post was a picture of the petition, a link to the petition, and it just says these were popular at one time apparently. Hashtag Tascam, 4-track, beats, hip hop, tape heads, punk, cassette tapes, indie rock, now playing Walkman new music.
Well, they might be riding on the heels of the fact that the Walkman just got re-released for its 40th anniversary or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's Tascam PR and Tascam social feed saying,
yeah, I'm sure they're
we need to post today. What are we going to post? Oh, hey, there's this petition.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I feel like they're kind of trolling us with this. It was like the post Jeremy shared a couple months back, too. Yep. And then I made the video about the dream features of it, too, of the 424 Mark IV in 2020. So, well, it's fun to dream, right? It's fun to dream.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. But I would also contend that there are thousands and thousands of the vintage ilk of those units out there. So maybe instead of petitioning Tascam to make some brand new thing, you could petition some of the manufacturers of aftermarket parts to make some aftermarket parts that fucking fit and that people can afford.
That's actually what a couple people I was reading through some of the comments.
That would be very smart
on the post, and that's what people were saying. They said, we don't need a new one, we just need parts that work for these old ones. So hey, maybe be something.
Parts are fucking garbage, man. Half the shit that comes from I'm not sure where they're even making it. It comes across the ocean somehow, and like shit's out around. It's already like the rubber parts are already sticky or they don't fit. Done with it. But anyway, yeah.
Turtleneck said, I feel like if 4 tracks were, any tape recorder for that matter were to be made, it would need a gimmick, and I don't think any company that's made them before would do that. Yeah.
I think if they made a new 4-track but gave it a...
Yo, what's up, God's Fruit?
Gave it a digital converter on the output, then you might have some marketability.
Yeah.
Either on the 2-bus or per track.
That's what Vincenti was saying at one point. He said that. I think that's what one of his suggestions would have been.
Yeah, something that... But a solid, like, low jitter kind of front end for the digital thing that really could, like, do the tape some justice.
Yeah.
You know. And with what technology costs and how small the chipsets are now, physically, it'd be nothing to add that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Well, Tascam, if you're out there, if you're out there watching this, we got a bunch of people interested in seeing a new one come out. If it's possible or not, who knows? But we're out here. We're out here every day. Jerry said they liked everyone's post in that post, but mine. That is weird. Jeremy's friend has some Maxell XL2s if anyone's interested. I guess hit up Jeremy. Vincenti said, all you can eat shrimp at Red Lobster ends this week. Thanks for the PSA, bro. Chris came through. What's going on, Chris? Oh, the ATR. That's right. So there's a company in, what is that?
ATR Magnetics.
Are they in France?
I don't know.
And they're making...
They're the ones that make the tape that I got for the...
for the reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
I know there's like a company in France too. I'm not sure if it's the same one, but they're putting out tapes. I think that might be what Gil's talking about. He said, because he bought one for the fall song.
They make the Studio Master cassette or tape pancakes and shit.
That's right.
Yeah. It's supposed to be decent tape too. I mean, the pancake I got looks like fucking tape. I don't know. Without actually spooling it up and running it, who knows? But the reviews are good.
Man, what's been going on tonight? I mean, not too much. What's anybody who's just joining us? A quick recap. We talked about the Tascam 4-track petition just now. We were talking about a supply store. It's kind of like an industrial junk store. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I would go with that.
In Kingston, we might do some videos on. I don't know. We've just been kind of catching up. I haven't seen Jay in over a month. I think it's nuts.
Well, here I am now. Big as life.
We got him, folks. That would be cool.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Exodus. That makes sense.
Just make it...
But they also will never do it.
Yeah. What is that called? Modular, sort of? It's like...
Yeah.
Kind of pulled out, yeah.
Hot swap.
Hot swap.
Mm-hmm.
That would be easy to make them easier to repair, too, I bet.
Yeah. So yeah, industrial supply. What else are we talking about?
I don't know, man. We were talking about guitars, our favorite guitars. We're talking about the Mandela effect. All sorts of stuff. It's been quite the stream. Oh my goodness! Look who we have here. We thought he was gonna ruin his perfect attendance record, but Skizzo, what's going on? Good to see you, man. We got all the old task fam coming through.
Shit.
What is up? We haven't seen Matt in ages. It feels like ages. Holy crap. Good to see you, Matt. Oh, Stefan, I meant to say, he said Dex Romweber uses that silver tone you have. I didn't know that. Sorry, Stefan. It got buried in the comments.
So I've been working on cap kits.
Dude, tell us more.
Like tone chase kits. Talking about P&T, actually, and I remembered I haven't mentioned that to you. So, with the tone chase stuff, there's all kinds of values and parts that get changed and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been amassing parts
for amps.
Yeah, for amps. So I've been amassing parts to start selling that stuff as kits.
Nice.
It's called Amp Candy.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Amp Candy. That's
so
Jay. You always come up with the best names.
I made little baggy headers and shit. I got little, nice plastic bags for it. But some of the caps that I bought, I found a whole bunch of new old stock stuff out in Minnesota. And the guy I bought it from was telling me the whole story about how he got the shit. So it was this old, I guess the guy was ex-military or something like that. He was an electronics guy though, and when he got out of whichever branch of the service he was in, he bought a small electronics business, and he built it up into 4 giant warehouses full of parts and accessories and components and shit.
Whoa.
From the 1950s until he died 10 years ago. But the last 10 or 15 years of him owning these buildings, he stopped selling. So these giant warehouses just sat there full of new old stock.
What?
Yeah.
This is like a dream.
When the guy died, his estate auctioned the warehouses off. And the guy that I bought all this shit from bought one of the warehouses. It's like 100, what did he tell me? I want to say it was 100,000 square feet.
Just filled with electronics components?
By the pallet, by the skid.
Oh my God.
Of parts and pieces and holy shit. So he's got so much stuff. I ordered a bunch of large lots of specific capacitors that he had for sale. And he has so much stuff that to bulk the flat rate box that he shipped them in, he just went around and grabbed bags of parts off the shelf and stuffed that in there as the packing. Usually it'd be peanuts and stuff.
Yeah.
No. This was he sent me 250 screw adjust bias pots. That's what he bulked the box with. It's fucking insane, dude.
Oh my God.
Same kind of deal. Anyway, so I got some mid-1960s molded caps from him, and I got some early 70s molded caps from him that are going into part of those kits. I also have been doing a lot of shopping in Russia and former Soviet countries for those kind of caps and parts. So, yeah, got a lot of.
So you're amassing your own warehouse.
Oh, you should see the parts box, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. Well, I posted.
Did you get anything for yourself?
No, it's all for.
It's all for the amp candy.
Yeah, it's all going towards this whole thing.
It's crazy, man.
And I also have. Did I talk to you at all about the Tremolo mods and stuff?
No. Oh, Matt said he has a couple questions for the wizard.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, Matt, we're all ears.
So here's let me see if I got the original picture so I can actually fucking zoom it, man. I'll show you. So this is just one of the shit. I just closed YouTube by accident. This is one of the parts boxes full of caps.
That's one amp candy box? Or no, that's what he sent you?
No, this is some of the stuff I've been collecting.
Oh, okay.
There's about 1,200 capacitors in that box.
Oh, my God.
And they're from all over the world, all various types and vintages. A lot of Russian in this box. A lot of German too. And then these I got from the guy in these are some of the ones I got from the guy in Minnesota. These are the 60s ones. So Fenders, a lot of the Fender guys really like the blue moldeds. It's a blue molded plastic body capacitor. Those are really hard to get, new old stock, but there were a whole bunch of companies that got from that same supplier. They would just come in different colors. It was the same mold, same everything. Just some of them were red because they were spec'd that way. Some of them were green because they were spec'd that way for whoever the reseller was. So, yeah, I bought a bunch of reds and greens.
Cool. That's wild, man. I don't know anything about that stuff. It's super cool.
They're all different, basically, composition types.
Recording the Masters. That's what the French company is called.
RTM. Yeah, that's the one that makes the tape that I got.
Tapes, yeah.
Yep. Let me get back in this YouTube chat. I fucking lost it.
Vincente said, "Woo, Tremolo Mods, very cool."
So the Tremolo mod I've been working on. What the fuck is this doing?
We also have Skiz's question too. Yeah. So what's up with these Tremolo mods?
So I made a kit to fix everything that always happens to the Fender Tremolo. It replaces the bug, the caps, the tube, the resistors. Yeah. Gets the neon out of there. The thing that always pops and ticks disappears. And if you open your Fender amp with the normal vibrato, not the bias wiggle like what the Vibrochamps and shit, Princetons and stuff have, but the LDR, light dependent resistor based one, I'm making a bug now that uses an LED and a hand selected photo resistor to do what the neon used to do. And it's pretty easy swap. I basically made a scale map of what the fiber board inside the amp looks like. So you take the old shit out and you put my kit in so it matches the picture that I send you with it. And feedback on them's been really good so far.
Dude, that's awesome. How many? So you've been selling them?
I've sold a couple, yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah. All right, so questions, something I needed to ask or answer.
Yeah, Matt said, any experience with Mojo Tone hand-wired stuff?
Yeah, mostly repairs for things that came in fucked up. The Mojo kits are all right. They're, probably reasonably priced for what it is that they're mimicking. And they'll build you the kit for extra money on top of the kit purchase price. What I've seen is kits that came without components or that came with either incorrect or poorly written directions so that when you put certain things in, certain things don't work. If they build it in-house, it's probably, it's probably fine. But
what is that? I'm not even familiar with what that is.
Mojo Tone is a company that makes cabinets and combo cabinets, and they sell amp kits. They sell parts. Some of the parts that I can't get anywhere else, I get from them. They sell basically everything that everybody else sells in the amp parts world. When it comes to the smalls, bolts and screws and grill cloth and shit like that. But they also have parts that are a little trickier to get for Fenders, like the correct size strap for the power cord to screw it to the side of the cabinet. Just dumb shit. Studs, stuff like that. But one thing I will say about Mojo is that they stand by the product. So if you pay for a kit and you pay them to build it and it comes in fucked up or there's some issue with it, they're Their warranty, from what I understand, is good. And their cabinets, cabinets pretty decent for what they are. So, yeah, I don't know.
I feel like I've seen those before somewhere. I can't, I'm like...
What, Mojo?
Drawing a blank, yeah.
Type in mojotone.com. It'll take you there. There are also boutique amp companies that buy Mojo kits and build them and put their badges on it. You should be aware of that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just like companies were doing for a long time with those serotonin, whatever, kits. Yeah, I mean the 5E3 is probably fine, and that's a very simple circuit, so it would be hard to say what their transformer spec is, power transformer especially. So who knows how close it is to stock, but if you want something kind of wild and tweedy, then anybody's 5E3 clone is probably not a bad place to start, and you can modify the hell out of those if you need to. When you get it, if you get it, it would have a 12AX7 almost definitely in the first preamp. Get that out of there. Put the AY7 in there that belongs there. And then you actually get into that tweed tone. Otherwise, it's kind of metallic and stiff. But anyway, that's just me. Tremolo Mods, very cool. Yeah. I also have a Tremolo mod worked out that makes it do sort of like an organ tone thing, like a swirly speaker thing. Makes it about frequency, not as much about volume, which is sort of fun. And you can basically tag it right on inside the Fender amp fiber board. If you're going to use diodes to make a passive fuzz, I would suggest super low threshold germaniums for that. The AY7 is a lower gain tube than the AX7 is, so it'll cut down the overall gain of the first preamp stage and give you the sort of the illusion of more headroom, but it does tend to sweeten the tone up. So, I mean, an AY, an AT, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of variants, 12BH7, 12AZ7. There's also the 5751 is the one that everybody likes for a lower gain tube. And there's a difference between it and the AY7, but I can't remember what the gain factor is. Nah, I never heard of him.
Man.
Yeah, well, Super Champ, if it's got two 6v6s, then it's not a champ at all. But I wouldn't do anything funny like put two 6L6s in that, because the power transformer probably won't survive. But I'm wondering if a low pass filter could be built into the bass. Well, I mean, that's essentially what the tone knob is anyway. passes the high frequency to ground, so it becomes low pass. You could calculate the corner frequency. 1/2 pi RC is the algebraic representation. To give you what the corner frequency is based on resistance and capacitance, or you can go on the calculators online and it'll tell you. Yeah, I have to look up the XD. I don't recall that setup. So the Super Champ XD, let's see what that says. Power section, the output section that is, of the Super Champ XD kind of works like a Princeton. We'll go with that. Cathodine phase inverter into a pair of 6v6s. Whole bunch of solid state shit. Couple chips for what looked like a line out and maybe a return. Bunch of op amps for the gain stages. Yeah, so the Super Champ XD is basically solid state until you get to the 12AX7, which is a gain stage to make up after the line output, and a phase inverter. So it's like a Princeton with a solid state front end. I wouldn't put an AY7 in that. You're not going to gain anything. Yeah, it's Class AB because it's a push-pull design. It's very unusual to have push-pull Class A. It happens, but it's very unusual. Manufacturers marketing reduced negative feedback as being more pedal friendly. What's up with that? I'd have to see some sort of example of that.
Reduce negative feedback.
Well, that would, in a tube amp, refer to feedback from the speaker output to the phase inverter, but reducing negative feedback usually makes things more wild and snottier, so to reduce your negative feedback to try to make something more pedal friendly seems a bit counterintuitive. But is there a specific model that you're referencing there? Exodus, I would take the, if that amp was mine, I think I would take that phase inverter section out and modify it to work for the regular long tail pair phase inverter. You can make that thing make way more gain. It also would most likely help the signal to noise ratio of the output section. Cathodines are much dirtier and far less efficient when it comes to a whole bunch of things.
Thanks, Gil. He said, "Whoa, that guitar sounds so good. Low tuning kills." Yeah, I lucked out with this thing, man. I saw it at the antique store a few months back, and my parents were here, and we went to their, and I was like, I don't really need a guitar, but this one just called my name. I went back the next day. Luckily, it was still there. It's $19, really random price. Had a bunch of broken strings on it. And when I went to tune it up, I couldn't get it to tune past B on the low string. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll just make it a low baritone. Let's make lemons out of lemonade, or lemonade out of lemons. And here we are. It sounds cool.
Fender 68 reissues are almost part for part identical to the thing that they're supposed to be a reissue of, except they're on a PC board. So I would say that any reference that way is gimmick. Yeah. What negative feedback does is it keeps the power section in check. Sort of flattens out the response. It also helps combat oscillations in the power section and whatever. But if you apply too much negative feedback, then things don't breathe correctly. But if you reduce the negative feedback too far or remove it entirely, then you change the entire character of the amp. It makes everything much more wild because there's nothing checking that power section. Yeah. I mean, if you reduce the amount of negative feedback in an amp just to make it work with a drive pedal, essentially when you drove it with a drive pedal, it would be wilder and more gnarly than it would have been with the correct amount of negative feedback applied. So, I don't know. Take it easy, Andrew.
Yo, later, Andrew. Good to see you. Jay, you said you got to roll out at 9, right?
Well, I figured we're probably going to cut off at 9, so.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you had to, like, jet. Like.
Well, I need to jet, like, pretty much as soon as we're wrapped, but.
Okay.
I've been trying to, like, go to bed before 2 in the morning.
You going to bed that late, bro?
I always go to bed late as fuck.
Wait, what? Wait, we haven't talked about this. Why are you going to bed so late?
Because I work, like, when I get home.
What have you been doing? Like amp stuff?
Oh, yeah. Shit, yeah. Anytime, all the time, man. Doesn't end. Working on projects for Applehead right now. It's been interesting.
like I made it into like an eel song. Oh, we could do the live stream like this, man. Would you ever play a? Yeah, this could be like totally like a unplugged. We gotta just get some plants in here. Would you ever play what are those kits where it's like pads? Would you ever do that?
Electronic kits? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or it's like a.
It'd probably be whack as fuck if I did, but
it's almost just like it's like a flat thing, and it just has like 6 pads on it. You can like put different sounds on them. That could be cool. Yeah, Jay. So Jeremy has been asking about DistroKid or CD Baby. I know you have experience with DistroKid, correct?
Yeah. That's who we use for all our whatever streaming platform shit.
Is it cool? Like, I've only ever used CD Baby, so...
Oh, Tom does it all. I have no idea. Seems to work okay. We haven't gotten fucked yet, so... Haven't gotten any, like, astronomical bills or anything weird, so... Seems okay.
Yeah, I think either one, Jeremy.
Gets the stuff out there.
Get to E, 1, 2, 3, what it does to me. Get to E, 1, 2, 3, what it does to me. Yeah. Get to E, 1, 2, 3, what it does to me. Get to E, 1, 2, 3, what it does to me. Too late to care. Too late to care. Haha, that's a chat song. Too late to care. I know CD Baby includes publishing. DistroKid does not. Seriously, we should collab. Seriously, we should collab. Don't forget my question, please, says Matt. What's Matt's question? Oh, here it is. Still on the hunt for a hand at Princeton, looking at clones mostly. Uh-oh. Hold on. Somebody put a message here. I really don't know the tonal difference between the blackface and silverface. Can you inform me a little bit, Jay? So what do you think, man? Silverface versus blackface Fender Princeton.
The silvers always tend to be a little bit tighter, tone-wise. But if you can get one that's, 69, 70, 71-ish, that'll be pretty decent. The later CBS changes really started to fuck the amps up.
Is the Princeton... What's the deal between? Because I know what's the deal between the reverb and the regular model? Is it
reverb?
Is that the only like circuitural difference?
It doesn't have the mix stage, so it's one less gain stage in the main signal path. But I mean, if you want the reverb one, I would look for a early silver. If you're trying to get a clone. I mean, if you're going to buy a clone, I would get an AB763 clone of a Princeton. Clone of an AB763 Princeton. That's the classic Fender schematic for basically every fucking thing. That's the blackface. Yeah, I mean the black faces tend to have a lot more mojo than the silvers. The silvers, especially like silver deluxes, Jesus, they're like unlistenable, most of them. They get real ice picky and brittle and super tight. But yeah, I mean, I would go with what you can afford, because if you can get even a later silver, Princeton in a silver is probably almost without a doubt going to be a Princeton reverb. But you could very easily modify that to blackface spec too.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was fun, Vincenti. Oh man, ostrich nipples, what's up? They said I missed the stream. Well, it's all good. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
pending the weather.
A 75 or a 77 is much later in the CBS. And if you push it much past that, you end up in the Paul Rivera era where things really got weird. But basically any one of those amps you could modify to blackface spec. It's really not that hard. If it was me, I'd buy a blackface. Or I'd just build a clone of a blackface.
Now, can't you get a silver face and make it into a blackface?
Well, that's what I was just starting to say, is that like the biggest changes in blackface from blackface to silverface, they changed transformer specs a little bit, but you can get around that. The biggest changes came in values around the phase inverter and the input grids of the power tubes especially. But I mean, you're talking about through the entirety of the amp changing maybe like, I don't know, 10 or 12 parts. It's really not a big deal. People sell blackfacing kits and do blackfacing service like it's, some sort of magic smoke thing, but it's bullshit. It's really just rebiasing the phase inverter and changing its gain, and then clipping a couple of capacitors that were meant to keep out parasitic oscillations but also swallow a whole bunch of tone, ground it out. So, that's a big thing. You can get really wild and change capacitor values in the tone stacks and resistor values around the preamp stages and stuff and really dial things in, but there's resistors in the B plus rail that changed from black to silver. That's all easily amended. In certain amp models, they went from a 5U4 rectifier to a GZ34 rectifier. And it's an easy swap around. The 5U4 only can be used in certain models if the transformer can handle it, because it draws more current. But well, lots of people seem to think they prefer blackface cleans, sure, but you make a couple small modifications, like I'm saying, to a silver face, and you would never know the difference in a blind taste test.
Yeah, you gotta get this low guitar sounds great too, especially if you have a lower voice. Which, Gil, I think your voice would be great with this too. I think your range is a little bit higher than mine, but it makes sense because if the guitar is lower, then your voice will be complementing it better, I think. Yeah, you know what's funny about this guitar, Jay? Look at the pick guard on it.
Yeah, it's painted on. Gangsta.
I didn't notice that until...
It looks like they brushed varnish over the whole thing, too, once it was painted.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you catch it in the glare, it's got brush strokes in it.
Yeah.
That's very weird.
I feel like it was like... I wanted to see if...
It's almost like they stripped the back and sides.
Just like painted on. For a while, I didn't realize that was like that. I was like looking at it.
Does it have a brand in it?
No.
What's the sticker say? There's no sticker in the sound hole?
No, there's something that...
Should be a maker's mark in there.
It just says made in USA. It's like stamped.
Yeah.
And it has this weird, I think it's like an airline or something. The logo on it was like a United States or something. There's something about this too, weren't you telling me that? The reinforced
Yeah, it's kind of like the airline and harmonies and sort of like a Stella. I've never seen a Stella with a natural fretboard though.
Yeah, right? It's
They're
like
always
weird,
rosewood or black painted.
very odd guitar. Perfect for my collezione of 3 guitars. I actually have more acoustic guitars than I do electric guitars now. That's some shit.
Don't waste your money on a Pro Junior or a Blues Junior, any of those things, unless you like putting out fires and replacing EL84s. Just word to the wise. The circuit in all of those is very simple. But you could very easily take the PC board out of those and rebuild it on a turret board and make it do other things.
Oops.
I see a lot of those come in that the tube board down in the bottom of the chassis catches fire either because it wanted to or because beer got spilled in it and it shorted it out. In which case you have to cut that tube board all apart and put sockets in the chassis and put the thing back together. Those amps also have the Illinois caps that start leaking way before their lifespan should be up. So if you look at one of those used, take the back panel off of it and make sure there's not booger crusties coming out of the rubber looking side of the filter caps, which would be the gray things you're looking at. Yeah,
Cool.
if you go on my Instagram, you'll see some of what I'm talking about with damages on Pro and Blues Juniors both catching fire. It's not uncommon at all, and they get dropped off for repair a lot, and then they get abandoned because people find out that you can't just put I can't just wipe it down and spray the pots and it'll work again. It's not really how it works when things catch fire, but yeah, no, fires are not good. But you can tweak those things out so that they're pretty decent and will actually stand up. They're biased hotter than hell right from the factory. The 84s get cooking, but that's resistor swaps and shit. It's no big deal. Anyway, hit my Instagram and look through the past posts. You'll see some pictures of shit like that. Want to pick your brains on cassette tape recording. I plan to convert completely from DAW to 4-track for each project. Finding hardware effects. Any tips on going about this? Is compressing on the way in the best solution?
Blayat boy, what's going on?
I mean, the folks in the chat probably be better equipped to answer those questions. But I would say compressing on the way in is always and never the best solution. It really depends on what the source is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And what you're trying to do. Generally, I would say don't compress anything you don't need to compress.
And it depends how, if you're going to sort of mix it as you go, or you're going to mix everything in post at the end, or you're going to run it out, the stuff at the end. Because if you're going to just work on a 4-track workflow, obviously anything you record to the cassette is going to be, that's it.
I'm gonna just finish this discussion on the Princeton's thing.
Yeah.
Face Princeton clone for 800 bias test points and quarter-inch bias inputs. The bias test points are where you're actually metering the bias. What look like quarter-inch inputs are probably bias pots. I don't know why there would be two, but whatever. And what those test points should do is test. There should be a 1 ohm resistor between the cathode of each power tube to ground. And you're basically measuring the voltage across that. And because of Ohm's law, we know that whatever the voltage is across that is equal to the amperage across that. So if your voltmeter at those bias test points reads 20 millivolts, let's say, then you're pulling 20 milliamps. But again, I don't know why there would be more than one bias adjust in that amp. That's pretty unusual. Also, the effects loop is not stock at all, so I would want to know what modifications were made to the circuit to accomplish that. And is it a tube buffered effects loop, or did they just do some wacky shit and cut jacks into it? With the tremolo in Princeton is standard either way. Should be bias wiggle, which means there's no little black bug in there that does the vibrato effect. So yeah, I mean that mostly sounds okay. I would just want to know how that effects loop is implemented and what's going on with the biasing scheme. Should be a single pot up under the chassis somewhere.
Later, Jason. How else would I go about compressing individual tracks? Not to cut you off, Jay.
No, I think that's pretty much.
If not on the way in, I guess it depends. Like, I mean, how you're gonna. You could always. It's gonna be tricky because you could patch stuff in on the effects loop.
Parallel compress it.
Yeah, if you wanted to do it that way, but then you'd have the same setting for every track. I think you can patch in two different effects. So you could, if you had multiple compressors, you could do it like that, or you'd have to have another 4-track and mix it or record it through a compressor onto another 4-track. I don't know. I can't think of another way. That almost seems like too much work.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you're either going to compress it going in or you're not going to compress it at all unless you compress it on the mix. But, excuse me, the question becomes, what is it? What is it that you're compressing, and why are you compressing it in the first place? So, again, I feel like that's very source dependent. Skiz, yeah, I mean, if you get a got shot, you can email it to me and I'll try to get back to you on it. Just based on whatever I can see. I'm like 6 miles behind on my emails at this point, but I'll get to you if you can get that picture.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
Yeah, I mean, with the 4-track, since there's no individual outs, there's really nothing you're gonna do.
Yeah.
To compress that in post.
You may want to check out the Peter McIan book too.
There is actually. Hold on, I'll backpedal that just a second.
Yeah, I'll link the book in this.
So if you were to solo that track out so that it was the only one that was playing at the time, you could pan it hard left, let's say, and feed that to a compressor and then bounce it back into one of your, hopefully another open track, and smash the ass out of it and print it to another track. So you essentially could do it in post. It's just a whole bunch of bouncing and jerking around with it.
Yeah. I would check out this book too.
Later, Jason.
Dropped a link in there. Later, Jason. There's a lot of different hookups and connections in that book that he talks about, and usually you can get for like $10 or less shipped. I would definitely check that out for doing the 4-track stuff. But thanks for the question. I hope we covered it. Jay, we're running 9/11.
Yeah, we should probably call it.
Call it? Okay. Well, yeah, this has been fun. So we'll be back, day before Thanksgiving. If you're chilling, if it's a cold night, come through. And, yeah, weather permitting, we'll be...
Well, I mean, the day before Thanksgiving, what do most people have to do other than either work or sleep?
Go down to the bar.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that, right, on the day before Thanksgiving?
I'm sure they do.
I know that was always the big thing when people come back from school, that's always what it was, so...
Get wasted. So yeah, right. Continue doing all the things that you want to do every day, and
where can they find you, Jay? On Instagram at Operation_audio.
Yep.
And 424 recording, obviously.
Yep.
Vincente said, "I forget you cats live on the East Coast." Yep, we're East Coasters. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. My pleasure. I hope that, check out that book. It's definitely extremely useful, and usually you can get it for dirt cheap.
And playing with parallel compression in the effects loop might actually give you more flexibility and more of what you think you want anyway. So I would suggest messing with that idea too, because it's simple enough to implement and non-permanent.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And I'll keep making the vids if you keep watching.
And, of course, you can email me. Like I said, I'm behind as fuck on my emails at the moment, but I intend to be catching up in the next couple of days here, so.
Yeah, same here. I got a
bunch
from Jeremy. I gotta get back to him on that. Yo, our pleasure, Jeremy. It's really fun to have an outlet for this stuff and be able to chill and talk music. Like, I haven't really talked music with anybody in a long time. This was really great, Jay. Thank you for coming by, and
yeah,
it feels good to do the stream after not doing it for a while. It's been cool. It's funny. I've been thinking about resuming work on the book again. I think I'm gonna say yes. Maybe this winter I'll have an update about it. I have some time off in December. I think I'm gonna crank some stuff.
Fucking winter break, bro.
Winter break, bro. The day before. Fall Song Challenge coming soon. Hell yeah. Yo, our pleasure. Gil, thanks for coming out. Gil in France right now, 5 or 6 hours ahead. He's got to be, he's up early catching us, so thanks, Gil.
Or late, I guess, depending on
whether
you went to bed yet or not.
True.
I don't know what you get up to. That's not my business.
And on the channel, you can check out all the live streams. I scheduled them all for the upcoming ones, so if you want to set reminders, go to the channel, and look at the playlist. You should be able to find it, the live stream playlist. They're all in there already, so in case you need reminders. And also join the Discord. That's an easy way to be in communication with everybody, and there's some really fun
Govier just rolled
things
in.
going on there. Oh, Govier, what's up, man? Oh, yeah, we're about to close up. Govier just started his channel. It's really awesome, so check out Govier's channel.
You're going to have to catch us on the replay.
Yep. Sorry, Govier. Good to see you, though.
3:14 a.m. in Frisco. You haven't gone to bed yet, though.
Oh, damn. Okay. Gil, thanks, man.
Unless you get up at 2.
Possible. All right, fam. We'll catch the Task fam on day before Thanksgiving. We'll be back 7:30. And thanks as always, guys. Good stuff. Jay, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Peace out.